Hello and welcome to the High Performance Consciousness Podcast. My name is Matthew Paddy, and again, I will be your host for this very special little episode. What you're about to listen to are excerpts from a one-day live intensive that I gave in several places throughout Canada and the United States 1 year ago, or over a year ago, actually. It's called the Wired for Success Masterclass. And so what you're about to listen to are excerpts from that pieced together so that you can lean in and lean out of your preferred state of reality, taking in any and all bits of information along the way that you feel is relevant to contributing to your success. So just remember, as you listen into these little excerpts, around 60 seconds each, stacked together, so that you can really feel where you are on the journey of your own personal success, defining it as you go. But remember, success is a personal journey. So what success looks like and feels like to another may look and feel very different to you. So as you listen to these little excerpts, then just lean in and feel what is aligned for you and what is relevant to you and your unique service and position in the world. Enjoy. So this is the question to ask yourself. What would it feel like if your desires, your intentions in business were fulfilled? That's the only question to ask. What would it feel like? So, well, it would feel quite unreal, and it would feel very nice, and it would feel joyful, and it would feel, yes, that I could do more with that, and that I'd want more. It's pretty plain and vanilla, and it's still in a logic frame. But if you started to say, it actually is so incredible, my body feels so alive, I'm brought to tears thinking about it because I can feel it so deeply that this is what I've worked so long for, and now that there's this relief that comes, and this watershed that comes through my body, and this confidence that starts to well up and spring forth, because now I know I've struck the vein, and I know I can do it again. Which sounds more emotive? Which sounds more powerful? As you rise in the experience of your desires manifesting, you will build a different type of relationship with life. You will actually start to see that busyness takes on a different slant or bent, and also that you, by nature, we require more internal time. So if I'm traveling a lot, if I'm doing more speaking, if I'm around lots of great gatherings, I need that time for myself. So sometimes I will have to cancel something just to say it's just not for me today. Yeah. And that's okay. But if I'm canceling something because I can't be bothered, or because I overcommitted or overextended myself in the knowingness that it was never really going to work, then it should be a lesson and it shouldn't be repeated. Yeah. The people around you may go, wow, that campaign really worked, didn't it? You got the best copywriter in the world. You got the best funnel architect, the best content guys in the world. Yes, they are aligned with my fifth dimensional frequency, and that's why I'm working with them. That's what you're saying on the inner monologue. The outer is, yeah, it seems to have worked quite well. Now they try and replicate you, and they fucking fail, pardon my Venezuelan, because they didn't know how much influence you have given to your subconscious and how much energy you have invested in your end vision. Does that make sense? So it means that before you go to bed, when your body and your mind has been operating at beta, maybe at alpha brainwave states, high beta, high thinking, high functioning, high rationale, logic and reasoning, which is what we need to use in order to survive, to work through our day. The key is to lower your brainwave state into an alpha state, which is a lower, more receptive state, which the television knows exactly what it's doing to you. It's not the television's fault. But the alpha state is where you sit in front of the television and you are just receiving information. It's super receptive. So the subconscious loves theta. Theta is when you are going just off to sleep and then you go into sleep. What do you take into sleep with you? So you must become intimate with your desires. You must go to bed intimate with your desires and using vivid impressions so that your subconscious bathes in that, is watered by that every night. And in doing so, she, as the subconscious, will shorten the time because that's her reward. She is long-term, but long-term to a goldfish is 28 days. Better still, 3 months, 3 cycles of 28. Just making sense? So for the entrepreneurs, the business owners that go out into the world and they just grind every single day, they give little to no thought about what is going into and being created using their imagination and therefore being planted in their garden. Some may get great results, but it will burn off like motivation. They will be fried. Their adrenal glands will be burnt. And they will shorten the life cycle of enjoyment in their business and their entrepreneurial journey because they hustled for too long. And then they go and get a job, or they give up, or they do something else. When we feel the rise of judgment or pain or something that we may feel it's just not right, the mantra of there is nothing broken. Nothing is broken, which means everything is perfect right now. And if it's perfect, does it mean that I should change it? You can if you want to, but it just takes the pressure off you believing that these areas are broken and I need to fix them. So quite often if we perceive the world is broken, or the economy is broken, money is broken, the business is broken, we are broken, whatever it may be, then we seek to find solutions to something and we continue to try and put out fires when we're not broken. Nothing is broken. All right, let's think about it in 2 ways. A goal versus an intention. A goal is often placed outside of us. When you kick a goal, you kick the ball, you hit the ball, whatever it is, away from you, and it's towards a target. However, the intention brings the target inside of you, in tension. So we create tension within the body, healthy tension, by focusing and building electromagnetic charge around what we want by feeling it and thinking about it in the body first. So we become a vacuum. We pull information and energy into us, which adds to our certainty. So a goal is outside of us that we can aim for, but unless we are doing the inner work and building the electromagnetic charge within our body and wiring ourselves to that event, we are going to live outside and we're going to expect results take time, when in fact we can experience anything and everything that we desire in our imagination right now. Let's go here right now. We spoke about time. Right at the beginning, I said that time is irrelevant. Time is irrelevant. And here's why. So let's say you want to get from point A to point B. How many people have ever said that to themselves? I want to get from here to there. Pretty straightforward, yes. Point A to point B takes time to get to. We need to move through spaces in order to experience time. So as an entrepreneur, we need to do this. We're told to have that, and so forth, all the way in order to get to the launch of a business, to get to a client, to get a result, whatever it may be. Yeah? So we must travel from point A to point B. This is called space-time, moving through spaces to experience time. It's frickin' slow. So you can see that I've got chevrons on both sides. When we are at point A, we are the entrepreneur on the journey. Doesn't matter whether we're starting out, whether at 1K a month or 100K a month or whatever. We are looking towards the desires that we want. We're looking towards the result. So we are outside the experience. Because here's the experience we want. Yes? So we are looking from A towards B. Therefore, we are outside of it. And we are trying to imagine the reality of B, the result that we want, from outside. That's broken rule number one. The key, so who's seen the movie Interstellar, by the way? Interstellar, yeah? So when they say, well, how do we get from this to this place in the universe or the cosmos? And he draws one dot and a line, and they fold space-time, punches a hole through it. That's what we do. So your plan A your new plan A is B. So what does that mean? Well, if we're in the third dimension, the world of objects and things, and we are where we are right now, consumed by facts. We're looking outside of us for evidence that our results are real. We're looking for evidence that we can change our results. We're looking for evidence that we can change and shape a new reality, yeah? But while we're looking outside of us, we're actually looking at the past. So why are we still here, looking towards a future, but using the reference point as the past, using the information from the past? Dumb, right? Well, now that you know, it's dumb. This side here, B is your desires, results, fulfilled. Sounds all mystical, esoterical, woo-woo, law of attraction type of stuff. Call it whatever you want. Results, outcomes, the experience, the intended end. This is the end. So your B is your plan A, which means you must be super specific about what you want to experience. Now, remember when we spoke about the conscious mind? Be super specific. Give the feminine principle, the subconscious, the right information and feel it, and she will go out and bring it to you. She will magnetize it to you. So if we just keep B and keep it logical and say, I'm going to travel through spaces and experience time, and I'm going to continue doing only the meetings, throwing the business cards out as ninja stars, going to networks, doing the Facebook funnels, doing the landing pages, doing all these sorts of things in the hope that I'm going to get a new client, you're going to end up with the same result. Turn the world upside down. Remember, turn the world upside down. So you can build upwards of 1,400 when you learn something new. And when you learn something new, it's the 72-hour rule. Now, for big decisions, I don't make any big decisions within a 72-hour period, because I allow my neurons to reconnect and gather evidence based on what I want, not what I believe is possible from my past, before I make a decision. So the 72-hour rule is, if you don't use it within a 72-hour period and you don't maintain it past that, it's gone. It has now been brought into the conscious mind, and the short-term memory, it's gone. And what comes up in the subconscious, in your dreams and in your daily behavior, are the strongest frequencies, are the strongest memories, the ones that you've played over all the time, getting trapped in a lift, being let down by a client, a shark driving a car next to you and Jaws music on. Whatever crazy dream you're going to, it'll bring up the depth of your fear, because it's been unaddressed. No new information has been given to it. So my clients typically go through an intention list, which I call an ultimate reality statement. They would write 5 to 8 things, bullet points, about what they want for their business, their life, all these sorts of things. So it could be traveling the world, working with great entrepreneurs, it could be working with high-end people, it could be working 12 days a month. Invariably, they are turning those lists over 2 to 3 times a year. And they're big items, because that's what they focus on. They just take that package and they wire it and they say, how does all that feel? How do I feel? Which is what we're going to do now. How does each one of these things feel? And then I bring them into my imagination. I bring them into my rehearsal of an evening. And that is what I give to my subconscious. Who has said, and if you've been in business or you've been working for the same place for a couple of years in a row, this time last year was better, or this time last year was worse, or this time last year is the flat period. Ever said that? Stop it. Why? Because you're creating a predictable future. You're bringing the past yet again into the now and giving the future the same encoding. Who did you learn the slowdown, that slow month, that flatlined week, or that tough period from? You learned it from the market. Because they say, oh, it's slowdown time, it's all this, and you get all shaky and you get a bit wobbly. So therefore you get to speed up your thinking, I need to work more now. I need to be more in front of the computer and more interfacing with clients and giving away more sessions and doing more job interviews or whatever it may be. The miracle happens when you invert the inverted. When you turn the upside down world back right side up. That's where the miracle occurs. Get clear. Get clear. If you're not clear, you leave the clarity to be filled in by other people's influence. You must be clear. There are no gaps in your end. And if there are the gaps, then the strongest frequency wins. Make it yours. Because everyone can win. Because in the end, you can actually paint a picture for your friends, your family, your loved ones, for your clients. You can have them all in there. The The third dimension is forward, back, right, left, up, down. 3 planes. You add time. That's the fourth dimension. The fifth dimension operates in no time, which means everything exists now. Which means that if you can specifically use the specifics using your imagination, you can imagine a vivid end that you prefer, that you desire, and you can think it, act upon it, and feel it using the conscious and the subconscious principles. Then you are experiencing the result ahead of time. Well, extraordinaries. I hope you enjoyed that little vignette there, or series of little vignettes of inspiration and potential illuminations for you, helping you to wire yourself to greater success in any and all areas of your life. If you would like to take your coaching, consulting, or health practitioner business to the next level in 8 weeks or less, doubling, trebling, quadrupling your income within that time, then make sure you go to matthewpaddy.com/double. matthewpaddy.com/double and check out the free masterclass that is there, no opt-in required. And if you feel like that this is the right time for you to upgrade your operating system personally and in business, cash flow, and maybe some of your clients, then I encourage you to book a session with me and we can unpack precisely what is required in order for you to double your income in as little as 8 weeks. I hope you enjoyed the vignettes. From me here to wherever you are in the world, remember to dream a better dream. See you in the field.